Go live. at
Already
what
hit the button.
point? Okay, right. I just,
It's not,
our,
it's loading.
our chair will handle
And
it. Go live. at
already
what
hit the button.
point?
It's not,
Our
it's loading.
chair will handle
There we go. Okay. And
it. Go live. at
already hit the
what
button.
point?
I feel like we're in infinite loop.
Here we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Turn the volume on.
I think what happened is we exited out of the meeting. That's what happened.
Modern technology, wow.
Hmm. Okay. We're live. Yes, we're live.
Okay, so welcome to session, call the session to order.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
8:11, right?
At 8:11, yes, 8:11.
Oh, the minutes. I know you messaged me about posting the minutes. I sent it back, signed to Cindy.
Okay.
Are they in there?
There is,
Oh.
I added to the document. Yeah,
You're
yeah,
great, thank you.
yeah, no problem.
Okay, so I'm sorry, this is still all new to me, so you'll have to
It's okay.
have some patience. So we're calling to order, so we want to do the approval of the agenda for today,
So I'll move the agenda.
I'll second.
okay?
All
All in favor?
That's not right. I shouldn't say that.
That's presumptuous.
So proceeding, we just all in favor, we are not calling a vote for every motion?
We can, if you would like, we can
I'd
do a
rather not.
recorded vote.
No,
No.
you want to record it.
We did that last time.
Yeah,
just
yeah, I
wondered
know
if
Cindy
that's-
did it the last time. If
Yeah.
you feel that we should follow that same procedure, I'm happy to do that, but.
I would say it's easier to say all in favor.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so we got the approval of the agenda, disclosure of pecuniary.
Well done. Unity.
Too early, and the general nature thereof. So is there anything that we need to disclose?
What is that again? What does
If you have a
that?
direct, if you're gonna benefit directly from anything that's
Financially.
specifically on the agenda.
Okay, got you.
Okay, anything from anybody?
Seeing none.
None, okay. So, closed session,
So no
You
closed
don't have
session.
any-
it's not closed, delegations, presentations,
We have none.
all right. Minutes of the meeting held, or shouldn't we be doing minutes of the meeting held February?
No,
No.
Oh,
because
okay.
February hasn't happened technically yet, right?
Oh, okay. Okay, so minutes of the meeting from Thursday, the 12th, then is what we need, right?
So,
It's not the February 9th?
yeah, why isn't it February 9th?
So you didn't get them.
Question,
You
yeah.
didn't get them in time, did you?
Well, they're in the package.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the ones that are attached, yeah. So this should
Yeah,
say,
it should say.
yeah, it should say minutes from February 9th.
Okay, yeah, that's why I said, yeah.
Don't know.
Okay, so minutes
Yeah.
of the meeting
Sorry,
from
guys.
February 9th of 2023. Does everybody approve them?
We need a motion.
Motion.
I'll-
Move to adopt the minutes.
Is that what you say? Move to adopt the minutes?
Chloe? Would you second
Sure.
it? Sure.
Okay, so we did
All in
that.
favor?
All in favor? Business arising from the minutes, so it would be, I have booked, as we talked about in February, I've booked the London conference and I have booked my hotel room. And it does include, I did send out an email to show it includes my meals and everything else, because we weren't sure, but what the ticket all includes, that includes the gala, dinner, everything like that. So it was, I did just send it to Sarah and I do have it here. So the Ticket Pro, like you get your wristband, the gala is included in that. And then I couldn't book a room where they were already, that block was booked on the hotel, the Delta Hotel. So I just found one that I could like walk to, which is the Doubletree. I should be able to walk back and forth.
What's the meeting called again? The
It's the BIA.
OBIA.
OBIAA 2023 conference.
Ontario Business Improvement
okay.
Association.
So just to clarify, there's no actual part of the agenda to accept the requisitioning of checks. Should it be done when the item comes up for discussion?
Typically, it comes in the treasurer's report, because the treasurer will bring whatever checks. So I think
Yeah.
that one from the, is a walk-on. So we probably should have,
Added to
we
the,
probably should have amended the agenda to include the treasurer's report of that specific check.
agenda, yeah, right.
But I think unless you know the code, probably not, that you have to bill it to,
I can send it.
which will have to be in minutes.
But in order to requisition it, are we doing it today?
We can do it today.
Yeah.
So maybe.
So we can add it to the agenda?
We can add it to,
Okay.
So that
So-
brings us back to the acceptance of the agenda.
So why don't you just,
May not just the treasurer report in there? So-
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So why don't you just put a treasurer's
we're
report?
just adding 9.1 as the treasurer's report,
Perfect.
and then we can approve the amended agenda.
Okay. Do we all agree to amend the agenda for a treasurer's report?
Where do I put that amendment?
It should go back to the original approval of the agenda, just say approve,
Oh,
approve.
Great.
With additions.
Approve agenda
Thank you.
with amendment.
Okay.
Then you get to present. You good?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
So we're at reports now, are we?
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Great, so there's a treasurer.
You're on.
We have 2 receipts, 2 expenses that have been submitted, one from the decoration committee for $20.32. And we have one from our chair.
yeah, and the total check for that is 1574.17. 573.55 for the hotel and 1,062 for the
So the total is 1574.17.
Yes, yeah.
Great. So now we need a motion to requisition checks, correct?
yes.
Yes. Yeah.
To accept the
So-
expenses? or
Well, what
requisition
you
the
actually
checks?
need is to build them to a code.
Yeah,
which-
Yeah, so
So
what you
we-
can
we
say
we
here,
Say, well, the code that as you determine what it should be, and we'll bring that back in the minutes, because we just don't have them right now.
so
Okay.
your budget line, I believe you have one for seminars and conferences,
Yeah.
and then I think you have one for marketing and decorating committees,
Right.
so you could just say we would apply it to those
Those codes?
appropriate
Okay.
accounts, yeah.
The GL account for the conferences is the 01-4750-3175.
And is that the seminar?
Seminar
code?
and conference,
Okay.
yeah.
And do you?
I don't know what the
Richard-
decorating committee one
The
is.
decorating committee, okay. So do I have a motion to accept those and apply them to the applicable codes?
Yes.
So that's a first, I'll second
Okay.
it.
All in favor?
Wait, sorry, who put the motion forward? Yeah, okay.
It'll go a lot smoother. don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got 4 years to get it down.
But typically though, like when the agenda comes out, like whatever expenses the treasurer needs to ask approval for, they should come when the agenda does, not on it.
Yeah, of course, yeah,
And they would be written down.
Yeah.
So people would know in advance.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You wouldn't be on the hot seat on the fly.
Yeah.
Right, great.
so as soon as you, just following what Ryan said, as soon as you get an expense from anybody or you incur an expense, the receipts and the expense sheet, you send it directly to Sarah, and then Sarah can prepare a check request, and she can bring it to the meeting and saying, I have 2 check requests, and get a motion to pay them. You would submit them. And then theoretically, what'll happen is then the next month, if you have more, you'll do the same thing, and then you'll have checks for payment
one.
for, yeah, yeah.
Right, but presumably I tell Chloe as well, and she would put it in.
In the minutes,
In the
yeah,
minutes.
she has to, yeah, she
agenda.
captures that as part of the minutes,
You,
yeah.
you don't necessarily have to bring all of it, you just bring whatever the
amount.
check requests are and what account you're getting charged to. And
Right, but it's just, everyone should be able to view it in advance, and any objections or problems they have, they can raise.
Exactly,
at the
right.
meeting. Okay.
Right.
exactly. Nobody likes surprises.
No.
Especially not the treasurer.
To point out,
Yeah.
the payee is on that form. It isn't, there's no decorating committee.
Yeah, it's
account.
right,
It's his.
yeah. got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so was there anything else from the treasurer?
No,
Just checking.
Good job, treasurer.
All right, so on to general business. First up is event dates, criteria for vendors, costs. I'm getting a good amount of local vendors, but everybody's asking me for dates and events and stuff like that so that they can commit, because most events have already been have been out there, and there's only so many that each vendor can do or commit to, right? So we need, what events are we gonna be looking at this year?
I'm gonna mention now that the Lions Club is planning on doing a car show this year
Great,
on the second Saturday, to be determined, because the leader of the car show, Paul Hain, has been on a vacation and he's just fresh back.
so July, we're
But
looking at that.
July, it used to be this first Saturday, but I think he's looking at the second Saturday, but that's to be determined.
Okay. Second Saturday to be determined. I did wanna, Jana Crawford, she's from the cider. She had sent me an email on just some thoughts that she had regarding the cost, because she was hoping that they were going to remain at 60. I do know that you guys in December voted for 80, which I thought was too high in December, but I was just there to listen. She said once events start costing more than they're not feasible for many local vendors to participate in at $80. So I'm just letting you know, what she was saying. She said the spring event, she does about 200 events a year. It would be much better in May prior to the long weekend. By June, people are already headed to cottages, just her thoughts. Ladies' night would be ideal to return to Thursday night, which was always a great success on Thursday nights here. Weekends are hard. People are away. Even the farmers market sees a decrease on weekend, depending on the weekend and that, right? she said, most events should like around 6 hours, 10 to 4. Are about 10 to 4. And she said the Christmas in the village, the solution for the power needs to be figured out. Most of us chose not to participate last year as we'd have no access to power for our lights and we'd be out later than the visitors. So she was just bringing some things to our attention. So we would,
All valid.
yeah, so what is what events is it that we're looking at? Ladies' night, we're looking at car show,
You did a spring event last
Spring
year.
event.
You did
We
a
did
fall
spring-
event,
We did spring and fall,
ladies night.
ladies' night and Christmas in the
between.
village.
Yeah.
Those are the biggies.
yeah, fall.
Wasn't there a summer one last year?
It was kind
That's
of
the event.
spring.
Spring.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
kickoff to summer. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
June.
So are we like, do we have a calendar that we can get some dates here?
So
For
the car show isn't us, right? So
Correct.
we
It's
don't need to
August.
worry about that.
Yeah. and the
But it
second,
does close the downtown.
Yeah,
yeah,
right. We can't use that date, but we don't have to be super involved in the
No.
organizing.
so do we want to try something for like a May instead of a June for our spring one? What's
Well,
everybody's
the thing with the
thought?
spring one, well, it's not even spring, it was kickoff to summer is what we call it.
Oh, okay,
And it can be May. The problem is if you run into like the back end of May, you're gonna hit the long weekend.
long weekend is on the weekend of the 21st,
And I think before that,
22nd.
Weather isn't like.
Yes.
they
What
have a lot
about
of
on, like, a-
Water
Yeah.
stuff, like
Yeah.
people were in tanks and stuff like that. would
May
work.
27th or June 3rd? That might be better, because we're kids are still in school, people aren't really,
Yeah,
I think June
June third might work. What was the date last year? Does anybody remember?
I want to say it was in the middle of June.
Yeah, check.
Yeah, I did you.
Like, I don't
And it was
think-
still chilly.
It was still chilly. I don't think we were too far into June.
It was quite, yeah, it was a bit windy that day.
Yeah.
weather though is so crazy now, it's
Yeah.
hard to.
June 4th last year.
Okay, so yeah.
Okay.
So, it was on a Sun, okay, so we're looking at a Saturday this year, which would be June 3rd.
What was the Saturday last year?
Yeah, so I just,
Yeah, so first weekend of June, that was.
okay,
what we had.
so do we want to keep it then to the June 3rd, guys? Like,
I think it's a great day, a great time of the year, and it's easy to get vendors at that time. I
Yeah.
think.
okay,
Because the concept of it was prior to everybody buggering off for summer vacations.
Yeah,
things like that.
yeah.
Kind of a welcome to summer.
yeah, okay, so yeah, June 3rd.
For the businesses to get a boost then, because it slows down right after. that.
Yeah. Okay, so we are all in favor of our spring, summer,
Kick off the summer.
spring into summer, kick off the summer for June 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's a
perfect.
Good day.
Ladies' night, can we bring it back to the Thursday night?
I think the Sunday was, didn't work.
No,
I think that was a pretty universal.
Yeah.
conclusion.
Yeah.
So
They just wanted to try something different.
they want to try it different.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
okay, so we got, the long weekend is what, the August 7th? 'Cause
So
that's-
typically they would do the first Thursday in
So
October.
August 3rd then would be the first Thursday. So we want to do ladies' night on August 3rd.
Mhm.
All right, and fall, what are we looking at for fall, like September or October?
I think we were in October, were we not?
Like 1 month after ladies' night is gonna be.
Yeah, October, yeah, you're
a
right,
lot of-
yeah, so Thanksgiving is the 7th to the 9th. That's Thanksgiving, right?
So it was October 1st.
Yeah, so yeah, Thanksgiving is on the 9th.
So the weekend after. After Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Let me
Yeah.
confirm. I have, my daughter's getting married in July and my partner's son is getting married in October.
And that's, I agree, that's chilly,
What,
Yeah,
October, after Thanksgiving.
it's iffy, right?
Yeah.
It's a
do you want to
shoulder
do it the
season.
7th?
Is that
No, that's
Thanksgiving weekend?
Thanksgiving
No,
weekend.
that's Thanksgiving weekend. Okay, so it's
So how about the end of September?
September 30th.
When is?
National Day for Truth and Reconciliation.
There,
Yeah. I don't know that we should do it on the National Day for Truth and
Next
Reconciliation.
you.
okay,
So mid-September.
23rd.
23rd, okay, September 23rd.
So just FYI, that gives us, essentially a month and a bit between ladies night.
And for those who haven't been around, like, these events are time consuming to get there.
Yeah,
So it's a lot of work.
yeah.
See,
Wait,
that's what I'm envisioning,
Yeah.
and not very long between the two of them.
Wait,
And will we be able to get vendors for both of them in such a short time period?
We
So
don't
maybe
necessarily need the same vendors,
No,
obviously.
yeah, because it's gonna be, like, I'm trying to, because that's what I'm trying to do is get a list of vendors, so like, there might always be like different ones, maybe sometimes you see the same ones, depending on their availability, right? So,
If I can make a suggestion, what you might want to consider is have a vendor registration and have a list of dates they could select
yeah,
to participate. Then you know ahead of time. the
yeah,
ones
that's,
that are
well,
gonna
that's
be-
what I'm hoping to do with the group that I started. They're all waiting for the dates, right, at
Okay.
this point, so, yeah. Okay, so are we in for September 23rd? Is that our kind of consensus? Yes, Kathy? Julie?
Yeah.
All right,
So you need a motion.
motion?
It's quite literally the first fall.
And what about your Christmas?
Oh,
and
Christmas,
Village?
yeah, that's what I was, so Christmas. We usually do that during the week too, right?
It's usually a
Thursday.
A Thursday again.
It's usually the first Thursday in December.
So before we decide on that one, do you know yet, Bridge, whether the township's doing the parade or not?
We are, we haven't got a date.
Oh,
So, and that's a good time to have this conversation because there's been a lot of chitter chatter about moving it to an evening parade as opposed to a daytime parade
I think that would be nice.
And combine it.
and combining it.
Yeah.
That would be
So
brilliant.
That would be
that
good.
is something you want to do, then let's do that now.
Yeah, I think
We're
that would
having
be
a
great,
changeover.
and because we used to have like a whole week-long Christmas thing, right? But I think, and it's nice at night because you see lights and music and,
I always like a nighttime parade,
Yeah.
but that's just
Really
really
cool
personal. yeah.
last year.
The problem with the evening, as you've already mentioned.
is the hydro,
The hydro, yeah,
yeah.
and
So she said,
And we got, what? 8 months to figure that one.
yeah, 8 p.m. is the
Yeah.
latest we need, and a solution for power. I suspect most of us chose not to participate as we would have no access. I did visit and overheard the volunteer police telling 2 vendors they could pack up at 8. I'm aware of the issues with power in previous years. Not permitting a food truck to plug into a light standard would go a long way to preventing a repeat. And working with the township to adjust the street light timers to come on by 4 if possible. Cost was also a factor for us, again, at that 80 for a booth, right?
Well, there's always the food truck issue, right? My understanding is we don't charge food trucks.
Really?
That was my understanding.
Why would we not?
I don't know, I think we should, I think.
I think like,
They made
yeah.
all the money
Mhm.
at the Christmas event for sure.
Yeah, so no, I think that everybody, I mean, I would rather drop it down to 60 and have everybody pay than not have people pay and other people gotta pay 80.
Could you not use the old arena for vendors?
yeah.
That was, no, probably not anymore, because
They
they
have that
have
carpet.
the carpet.
They have the Timberman lacrosse have that carpet. So I can certainly investigate if it's something they can lift up and put back down. I
Well, did they
suspect
have
it's not.
something- Did they not have something they could put over the ice before, when there was ice in
There
there?
is no ice.
There is no ice.
No, I know there's no ice.
Before
but
when there was ice.
wasn't there something they could put down when there was ice to utilize it or no?
Yeah.
I might be thinking of a different arena.
No,
No, I don't think they ever put anything over the ice, like to to do vendors, like when the arena was, to my knowledge, I don't remember them ever doing that. I don't think they ever really got a request to do
Yeah,
that
I
on.
think there's like a summer craft show at one point where.
But
There
the
was
ice
a
would have been
winter-
there.
wasn't there.
There was like a winter craft show.
One time the Millbrook Farmers Market was in there when they did like something that was further into the year. It
Outdoors?
was a few years, like prior to COVID, I even think.
Was
at
it
that
outdoors
point.
or upstairs?
It was actually in the building.
In the space.
There was no ice, it was just
Oh,
like a
okay,
cement
yeah,
floor
yeah,
at the time, right?
yeah.
What about the other thing is, like working with the Legion, that vendors could go in the Legion for the Christmas one and set up it in the Legion?
They have
Well,
supper though.
Then they should be taking the funds for. the
Yeah,
booths,
for the
not-
booth,
not
for
us.
us, yeah, yeah.
So I think what we just need to solve the problem of the power.
Yeah, the power.
So I think.
So renting a generator, might be just the solution to this one.
So I know that the township has loaned out, I think 2 to 3 generators in the past,
Yeah,
and I'm sure we'd be happy to do that
that would be
again.
good, yeah.
You just cannot plug into light standards, and that has to be communicated to the
Yeah.
vendors, because they'll just blow it. And
Well,
that's
well,
what
that's
happened.
what
It just
happened
blew the
The
circuit.
year I was in, they had all the plugs, everybody plugged in, and the minute the lights came on, that was the
Boom.
end of it,
Yeah.
To
right?
be fair, isn't this a problem for everybody though?
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
it's okay.
So, sorry,
Yeah.
so are we,
Looking at the date, right?
yeah, so
Then
the
we'll get a
7th.
committee together to
Yeah,
organize it and deal.
So
with
are
all
we
the-
looking at the first Thursday is December 7th?
Okay,
So we have June 3rd, August 3rd, September 23rd, and December 7th.
Yeah. We get a motion to agree on those dates?
So would you do the parade first or the parade second? We can solve that problem
Yeah.
later, but we'll.
Yeah,
Parade
okay.
Yeah.
in there. We just have to have that.
Yeah.
thought.
Sorry, August 3rd, June, yeah.
June 3rd, August
Yeah.
3rd, September 23rd, December
Yeah,
7th.
perfect.
Perfect. So we got event dates. Okay, what about the cost? What's everybody thinking of the cost? Could we change the cost to $60?
I think you need to bring, the treasurer's gotta do some magic math to figure out whether that'll work, because the budget's based on it being,
Yeah,
so it's a
Yeah.
budget change.
but how many vendors were you expecting at $80?
That's part of the budget as well.
Yeah,
so these events are gonna have committees for them. And it would be up to the committees to work all of that out, I would think. We can't.
I just need to let the vendors know what it's gonna be, right?
Well, it's a bit like making math up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's.
I'm not gonna be able to come up with those numbers because I don't know how many vendors will go compared to how many.
It's already in the budget.
Yeah,
for this year.
budget already has, and I don't have it from you, but it's,
Yeah.
maybe 80 vendors at $80 or whatever
Mhm.
to balance it out.
Mhm.
So we'd have to revisit it and if. you're-
We could have
if-
80
if-
vendors downtown, there's room for.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
I
okay,
mean,
sorry,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
okay, yeah,
But I think the ask is, or the direction is to treasurer. Run a couple scenarios to, if the cost is, what, you want, 60?
Yeah.
Just see what it does
okay.
to the budget and bring that back to the next one.
Okay,
Okay, so we have.
and I suppose there's always the possibility of having tier pricing, right? Where food trucks pay more and other folks.
Yeah,
'Cause they make
Yeah,
the most
so
margin.
before we start gouging the food trucks.
We don't wanna gouge them, but
But the issue we've had, and maybe now that we have dates, it might help us.
Yeah.
Is getting the food trucks was brutal. And they, like, at least 60% of them canceled on us at the last minute, even with a free. And with that, like, food makes the world go round,
yeah,
you know that.
I do.
So if we don't have the food trucks, we need the food trucks. We're
Yeah.
desperate for the-
I had one, she has a hot dog cart that was
Yeah.
interested in come, I just wasn't sure if there was criteria for
No.
food people to come in, I wasn't sure if there was any.
They're easily the biggest draw,
Yeah,
and they're the hardest to get.
okay, all right,
You have to keep that in mind
Yeah.
as we set up these events.
okay,
Traditionally, the Lions food truck, or Millbrook Lions food truck, do not pay. The community, all the money goes back to community.
yeah,
Yeah, that seems fair.
Yeah.
And in fact, and I think the Lions gave back half of their gross at the first fall event that we did. So-
Right, I can see that.
So.
But if it's a private food truck, then.
Yeah,
You could always
Yeah.
establish a pricing structure for nonprofit versus.
Yeah,
for-profit,
exactly.
right? You could
Yeah.
do that, and you
Yeah.
could also do it based on space.
Yeah,
So ladies' night, you used to get like I think it was like a 10 by 12 booth, and they would block them off in like blocks. Yeah, so you were like each section had 4, and you just, and if you could do 2 blocks, but it was twice the fee, right? You would pay.
yeah, exactly. If
Yeah.
somebody wants,
You had a
yeah,
bigger
it's
space.
just like anything,
Yeah.
if you, this booth is this size, but if you want 2 of them, you're gonna pay double for your booth size.
And I
right?
would base it on 60 at the most.
Now, not that it's a problem right now, but if we're discussing how many booths you could fit in, like. I know we had discussed at a previous meeting, not having the booths up along the sidewalk. Because that blocks all the view from the businesses, like, no, I get.
On the
no-
sidewalk or in front of the
Like against,
sidewalk?
us, like, so having them in the middle of the road. Because
So I
I
think
get
that's a
zero,
fire thing, and we
Yeah.
can confirm that you had to keep a lane open.
okay.
So in case of an emergency.
I remember that becoming an issue, but I think we had figured out something that
To
they
do
could
them in
still
the
get
center.
through, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
can
would
run a-
limit a little bit on how many vendors
And
you would
you
be
have.
able to fit in,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think what we did with ladies' night, they were all one side of the road. And
Yeah,
that was the one lane. So if you move them into the center, as long as you leave a lane for the,
yeah,
we could.
yeah, because usually
You're
typically
shaking your
ladies'
head.
night went up, so you
No,
had
said
like
no.
double up, like, you
No,
know.
we were fine. We were close to, remember we put the beer gardens in the middle? We didn't open the lane, so we just had the plan that any emergency vehicles were.
Yeah.
Because you remember like 6 years ago, we shut down King Street to repair it.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we don't need to leave a lane.
Okay, yeah. It just, nobody sees my shop at all.
Fair enough.
That's a
Good,
pecuniary
fair
interest.
comment.
That is true, you're right. Sorry. Let's take a step back, I'm a little heated.
You're just remembering that all the vendors on your street couldn't be
But
visible.
I do hear it from other people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I would suggest then you become part of the events committee and you do some of the layout work that we
Okay.
go through.
I guess I could. do that.
Excruciating.
Just got yourself more work.
all
All
right,
right,
are we all, can we get a motion for the dates? Confirmation?
Can you just confirm them? It's-
Okay, so
Yeah.
we have June 3rd for the summer, August 3rd, September 23rd for the fall.
Sorry, can you like day of the week? So
Oh, okay, so
So June
June 3rd is
Saturday.
a Saturday.
Yeah.
Ladies' night will be Thursday, August 3rd.
perfect.
Fall will be Saturday, September 23rd, and Christmas will be Thursday, December 7th.
Awesome.
Just a nice symmetry.
yeah.
Mhm.
2 Saturdays, 2 Thursdays.
Yeah.
So I will take these dates and I will put forward a report to council, and I will request a road closure and insurance and all of
Okay.
that stuff.
Perfect, thank you.
We cover the insurance for the road. If there's anything else like alcohol and stuff like that, then you have to get your own certificate of insurance for
Yeah.
that. But we would provide a certificate of insurance for the actual road closure. And we'll do like a emergency route, and we send that out to fire, police, ambulance.
Perfect,
and,
so everybody is on
yeah.
the same page.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
will say, though, there has been some rumblings from the management team, but they didn't meet this week. But they did kind of give me a little bit of a heads up that I think the Ministry of Transportation is planning on doing some road work on 115 and closing one of the access routes or on ramps.
Mm,
So that will be a factor that we will have to take into consideration and cross that bridge when we get to it, but probably your next meeting, I will bring that forward to you, but I'm just kind of giving you.
all right,
We had to deal with a bridge down last time, so.
yeah.
And that was the county, right? So this is your highway traffic, right? So people coming in from the
That's good news.
115.
That's right. I was just gonna say, that's fantastic.
Well, no, they won't be able to get in because the on-ramp into the community is going
It's
to be
gonna be
closed.
closed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
you were being drastic.
No, another which might be good, but yeah, so anyways. we'll cross that bridge when we get to, when we get confirmation from them. yes.
Okay,
No
perfect.
pun intended, cross the bridge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
right.
yeah.
Did we get a motion for the date?
No.
No, not yet.
I
Oh,
make the
sorry.
motion.
Okay. I second that.
Excellent. It's good to have them in advance this year.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
definitely scrambled last year.
Yeah, and I, like I said, the vendors need to know as well, right? So it's big.
Yeah.
And
So-
to just,
Sorry.
one more thing on this, just to avoid any Facebook issues. Can we post these dates on the Millbrook BIA Facebook site?
We don't have anyone. doing that.
Typically, what we do is we actually print like, almost like a bookmark that the
Okay.
stores will have,
Great.
that have all the dates.
Oh, perfect.
So it's part of the marketing committee.
Okay,
Yeah.
all
We
right.
don't have a committee running that.
I know,
yet,
we're
though,
gonna
right?
get
Okay,
there.
we're
Is
gonna
that
get
not one of the
there.
next?
Yeah, that's what, yeah,
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
yeah.
But yes, so the answer is yes, we do publish them and we do
Perfect.
print them. As soon as you print it, you're stuck to it.
Yeah, so you may want to wait till the council does the approval of the dates.
Okay.
So I'll try and
Okay.
get that on the
The other
Council
thing, actually, the other thing we
agenda
should,
as soon as possible.
sorry, Rich, the other thing we should do is just, now that we have the dates in mind, like, let's see what else falls out over the course of the year, like, just in case there's a reason to shuffle it, like.
Yeah.
Just because.
Potentially, but.
But these are like, let's sorry, let's take a
Yeah.
step back. Let's say these are preliminary dates.
Yeah.
And like, let's firm them up like next meeting. It'll give us a month to bake them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So by next meeting, can we have the piece that Bridget's handling, these dates?
Set in stone.
Yeah.
When is
Well,
our,
not
when is our
now,
next?
but
Confirmed.
Confirmed by council that we're gonna be able to have road.
Sure, get that on.
For the 20th, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not a biggie.
So our next meeting is going to be April 6th,
That's
Yeah.
Good Friday, is it not? Or that's the Thursday before.
Thursday
Oh,
before
yeah.
Good Friday, yeah.
Yeah, so that just gives us a month to net out if there's any conflicts.
Approved date. What do we need from council? The dates and any
Road
road
closures.
closures?
So we're gonna.
just the approval of the report. So I'll take a report to council.
Okay,
Typically, there aren't any issues, but if something comes up and council has a concern about a date and they don't approve it, that could impact. So, yeah,
But it also allows you to circulate it with departments and we
Yeah.
can circulate it, like we can even post on the BIA that, these are the dates we're thinking
Yeah.
and see if there's any feedback.
that's true. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then we'll confirm it next meeting. There shouldn't be an issue, but you never know.
So we have a motion and a second. for
Yeah.
The dates.
All in favor?
All in favor,
Okay.
yes. Okay, so email set up for new BIA board, as well as like the, so I've gotten in and, I was able to access it. I haven't been able to get out, what I'm home now, so I want to be able, so I can actually have, instead of having to go through and log in to see everything, I just want to be able to set up mine, but I haven't touched base with Nextcom to help me get that. But I have went in and, made the changes. So what everybody needs to do, I guess, is, like treasurer, secretary, and chair, get access to your.
I don't think we do secretary, to be honest. I think treasurer and chair are kind of the two main ones. Unless
Okay.
secretary really wants one, but that's just another email.
So we can just
No.
send it, yeah.
No.
yeah,
Okay.
I think at the end of the day, these do go on the website as
You know,
your
we're-
checks.
Yeah,
So if you want people to see what your personal email is on the website, then you can just leave
Use
your
yours.
personal, but if you want it to be kind of ghosted and you want it to say chair@millbrook.bia, then you have to set up a separate mailbox.
Okay, I don't care about people seeing my personal email. Everyone knows it.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
The only reason would be just to keep it separate,
separate, yeah,
right? Like it's up to you how you want to manage it for sure.
yeah.
So Sherry, I believe now as the administrator, you have the power to set up those accounts.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And there was a lot of emails that I don't even think that we need, there was ladies' night events. Outside of the chair, vice, treasurer, secretary, info, ladies' night events, like.
There was
Yeah,
a
so-
laundry
so
list,
what,
yeah.
what used to happen, right, like, they set up late nights events, and that's where they get all the vendor information and all that. What we do now is we use a form on the webpage,
Okay,
so that becomes the record and becomes.
Oh, okay, yeah,
So
yeah.
we don't need those email addresses. Like,
so, all
really,
right,
the only two you really want, like.
yeah, that's
if you wanna
what,
be
when I was
chair,
going
stick-
through,
stick
right?
With that one.
Yeah.
If you want to keep it separate.
Yeah.
If you don't care.
All right, as long
honestly, I
as,
would say it's better to.
yeah,
Right,
Just to keep
okay,
it.
do it.
yeah, okay,
And
All
the
right.
treasurer email allows for e-transfer. Correct?
Not sure yet. I'm not sure if that was.
You would have to go.
You'd have to go through a bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I e-transferred donations to the treasurer.
Yeah, she may have set it up.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Any email
You would-
will accept
e-transfer,
E-transfer,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's the one.
But if it's-
that you send it to, yeah, I got you.
And so if vendors are
See-
paying their dues.
Yeah.
Or if there's donations or whatever.
Has that been set up through Kimberly, or your bank
No, it
account?
was the bank. So
Yeah, because you have
just-
your own
We have
account.
to talk to Heather Clark.
Yeah.
Find out if she'd already set that up, then
Yeah.
you don't have to do anything.
From
Yeah.
working at the bank for many years, you would probably need to go into the bank with people that are still
Yeah,
on
yeah.
your account, switch it over. And then I will talk to them.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Check with Heather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If she set it up, then perfect.
it was, because I remember emailing for, events, I remember e-transferring for
Mhm.
my
Payment for
event,
your
yeah,
booth.
for payment for a booth, yeah.
She was definitely using,
I know it was our goal. We want to make everything as easy as possible.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, because we need a form of payment to take, right? So e-transfer would be the
Yeah.
easiest one. And if you have it set up for automatic, then it should, then no passwords. It just
Right.
makes it that much easier. Okay, perfect. And we do have to still get up to the bank at some point and change the signatures. Sarah and
Sarah.
I, sorry.
It's
I'm waiting for Bridget.
not necessarily.
Okay, so do we have a motion for, are we?
You don't need a motion.
No, okay, we're good with the emails. then
There's no real, this is
Okay.
just discussion.
Yeah. All right, membership list. Kathy, I was hoping that you and I could maybe get together and sit down and go over it and,
All right, so this sort of goes to questions to the lawyer or Privacy Act. My issue with the membership is that we don't have all the landlords, and how are we gonna get that information legally? Because I can get it, but not through. I know I can find out who the owners of the buildings are, but I don't get their direct contact information. And when buildings change ownership, how are we to know? Unless the township
exactly.
tells us.
yeah. So we need a means to, how do we keep it updated? How do we get the information to keep our membership updated?
Right, so. I think you and I need to talk to Cindy about that. some
Okay.
more.
Yeah,
And I have had a conversation with Cindy about it already, and that led to the discussion about Tony Fleming.
okay,
So that's where we're going there. And because there's, as I understand it, because of the Privacy Act,
mhm,
we can't know we can't have direct contact with the owners of the buildings. Well, how, these are our members.
So if I can make a suggestion, is we do have a list today
mhm.
of contacts.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, can we push out from our new website, like the ability to broadcast a newsletter from it? Like if we have do we have the ability to do that? Because here's what I'm thinking is we take the list, and maybe it's not our website, maybe it's MailChimp or whatever we decide on. We take the list that we have, we put it in there. We use a link from our website to say, if you want to be on our subscription list, sign on up.
Yeah.
If you don't, unsubscribe yourself. So if you're a new owner, new business, you go there and you do it. It's not up to us
Yeah.
to put them on the list. They have to proactively do it themselves, and we point them to where it needs to be.
But,
Because otherwise we are going to spend for infinitum chasing people.
Yeah,
but people need to be, when they buy a building and or they start up a business, how are they to know?
Well, I think you're permitted to send them information because they are paying a fee. That's part of that information. So if I could draw on a comparison, like when you buy a house, you have to pay a tax bill. So as a municipality, we would send out a tax bill.
Right,
So-
so I guess I'm asking for the municipality's assistance in notifying when, first of all, when somebody buys a business, they don't have to come to the municipality necessarily to take over that business. They just move on in. If it's a lease, they don't have to.
They would have to change the contact information, right? Because otherwise your
If-
tax bill would go to the
But
previous owner.
they're not taxed, the owner is taxed. If you're just.
The
So
rent-
the renter,
the
yeah.
renter.
The renter doesn't necessarily come to the municipality.
Oh, I
to
see what
get-
you're saying, yeah.
So,
They pay the levy.
right, so, I mean, the way we learn about somebody coming into the community, a new business, and we see it happen. And we go knocking on the door and say, hi, that's how that happens.
Mhm.
But, that doesn't work for when there's a change of ownership on the, and I would say that, by and large, people don't understand what the BIA is, what it does, and so how do we notify them? Yes, we can notify them with a tax in the tax bill.
Well, no, because that would go to the owner. So if it's a
Well,
tenant,
She's
yeah,
talking
I'm
about the
talking
owner.
about owners. I know that the list doesn't include the owners. Our membership list does not include owners. It's not up to date. And a lot of the owners are corporations. So who's the contact for the corporation?
should be both on there, I would think, but I don't know who's updated your list, but
So you're looking at the legalities of having the information of the actual building owner given to the.
Yes,
BIA.
those are our members.
Yeah.
As well, and that's the whole point of a BIA, is to bring the landlords and the businesses and the municipality together, to work together for a common goal. And
so are you talking about just sending out agendas and minutes? Is that what you're talking about, or
I'm
meeting
just
information?
trying to, if we're going to have an updated membership list, I want to get the landlords involved. At least them be notified that we are a BIA, and that levy on your tax bill, entitles somebody to vote.
And I
And
still stand by, we give them the ability to register.
I agree.
Mhm.
Otherwise, we're just gonna,
as long as we have updated emails.
so.
So you
otherwise we're
have
gonna spin
the-
forever.
You have the capacity that if you direct them to a page on the website, that they can subscribe to that page. So, and that could be your page where you have your information about your meetings and your
Mhm.
events and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
So you could set them, if they sign up for that, then maybe that's the opportunity for you to add them to your member list to
Or
email
update
stuff
them, yeah.
directly if you
or
wanted
update
to
the
do
member
that.
list, yeah.
Or if you wanted to have a newsletter that they could download from that page.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think as long as, I think what you're referring to is kind of like an opt-in, as long as they
Exactly.
opted in.
And I think that's where the
Yeah.
law is pointed now anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it's an opt-in law, right?
Yeah, that's
You just
right.
have to have the ability.
You gotta have the ability to unsubscribe
Unsubscribe.
or subscribe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So who would set up that list, like that website page.
So that was kind of my question to Bridge, and I don't know if you have the answer, Bridge. Like, do we have the ability to have a subscription?
We do have the ability to have a subscription on the page, so you can say I
But
subscribe
that's
to
what we
this
do
page.
this page, but I guess the question is, do we have a?
No,
do we-
you, anytime there's an update
So
to,
we
if
do
they,
have that.
yeah,
Okay.
so anytime there's an update to that page,
Mhm.
we have the opportunity to send it out to the subscribers of that page.
Yeah.
So I think from a BIA perspective, what we should do, which we haven't in the past, is use that functionality.
Mhm.
You know, let's load in the names, the addresses of the people
Yeah.
we have. When we have a meeting, like we can send out, push,
Yeah,
the.
yeah,
the
Yeah,
agenda's
because
posted.
as soon as the agenda gets posted
'cause
and
the
you
biggest-
publish the page, you can send it to.
yeah,
Because the
So-
biggest complaint we ever get is, I didn't know.
yeah, exactly. And that's
Right.
why
And
it all comes back with keeping.
And what we did last time was we turned and said, okay, we're gonna put the agendas on the website, put the information's on the website, go to the website and check. Which it's there, but nobody ever gets that trigger to go. look,
Right.
Yeah,
Right, so if we have the ability to hit a publish button
yeah,
and it spreads it
Goes
out
to
to everybody, it
everybody.
says your
Yeah.
agenda's published, go look.
Yeah,
Now,
and-
we can stop this churn of, I didn't know.
Yeah, and then you can use your Facebook page or social media channels to be able to say the agenda is posted or there's
Mhm.
new information, go to that
Yeah.
page.
and that could go out to the landlords as well as the business. the
Whoever
people who-
Whoever's on
Yeah,
the list.
yeah,
And I would say again, with a tax bill to the landlords.
Yeah,
Put a
subscribe.
notification in there.
Yeah.
That this function.
Yeah, so your
And
tax
that's
bills
the-
goes out to everybody all at the same time, so they all kind of get, usually the one that goes out in July.
Yeah,
We do include a chatter newsletter. And that just kind of has a little thing, it's once a year. It just kind of has updates from the community. We can include like a little box if you're a member of the BIA or you're a business downtown Millbrook, check to see if
Or
you're a
if
member,
if you've got
contact
the
here.
levy on your tax bill.
Yeah.
Then you're a member. Just point it out to them, because they don't
Yeah.
know.
You can't force people to.
no, but yeah,
Well, you can't force people, but I think that.
You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
If they're not, they don't know enough to look at a website to see whether this applies to them or not, you put it in their tax bill. Just a little notice saying that
There's the ability.
there's.
So when it comes time for me to do that chatter newsletter, which
Yeah.
is not for a little while, I'll make a note to send it out to you guys if there's something you want to include then.
okay.
Absolutely, we can do that.
All right, so we're good with the membership list and how we're gonna move forward with it then?
I think we just need
Who?
I'm happy to set that up
Okay.
through the website. Is that kind of what you were?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have the functionality to do that. And
Perfect.
so I have the membership list, so I can load that.
Okay, yeah,
And we can always test it out, see if it works. And
perfect, yeah,
Okay.
that's good, that's
I'm
good.
sure if it isn't working, we'll
And
hear
then-
about it.
Sherry and I do not have to deal with it then.
No, really, because
No,
once
okay.
all you'd have to worry about is making sure you send me the agenda and the material you need.
Yeah.
I can load it up and Bob's
Yeah,
on.
and any
Yeah.
updates,
As soon as
yeah,
the agenda's there, you just hit a button.
yeah,
Yeah,
Guess what, subscribers? agenda's
perfect,
there.
yeah, that's good.
actually. Whether they read it or not is a whole. different
Yeah,
animal,
that's
but
right.
Yes, yeah,
Lowers the water.
that's right. Absolutely.
Is that like
And then-
special coffee or something?
You roast it yourself.
Is there Bailey's in there?
I admit to nothing.
Okay, so next thing, this meeting with Tony Fleming, and I think Kathy, you probably have more information on this.
Well, as a result of a conversation that I had with Paige, she said, well, we have Tony Fleming who could come to a meeting and answer questions that you have of a legal nature. And I didn't realize there was a cost involved. So given that there is, I would say, let's just take the free material, whatever
Mhm.
that looks like.
Yeah.
And then if we have questions and then go from there.
Yes, yeah,
Okay, obviously $2,000 is not warranted.
Yeah. So I mean, Cindy is trying to work with them, but they do have material that
Yeah.
is available. I will follow up with her. She's just been there to the office, but I will follow up with her to get her to send that to me and I can send it out to everybody.
yeah, perfect,
So
yeah,
one of my concerns would be, thinking of the Christmas in the Village debacle when there were people possibly tripping over cords and liability issues when we have these events. I wouldn't want any one of us to be personally liable. I don't know about insurance. I don't know about any of that, but it's just, as a BIA, I think it's something.
Wouldn't the insurance cover any issues that would arise?
I think you have to take appropriate measures to make sure people are safe, right? So
Oh,
if you
of
have,
course.
if you have cords, then you try and take them down. You try and make sure that they're not
Yeah.
a tripping hazard. You try to avoid having cords if you don't need them.
Wireless power.
Yeah, really. Or just put them in a discreet location.
Yeah.
That it's not, you're not gonna have cords all over the place. Obviously cords near water, especially when it's raining, this is probably not a good idea. So there is insurance, there's insurance, the township has insurance for the road occupancy and the road itself.
Right.
And then you would have insurance as a BIA. You know, yeah, I think you have to eliminate as much risk as you possibly can, right?
yeah, of course, yeah.
And that would be discussed in the material. That they would
Well,
send
we
out.
don't know. Let's see what we get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll have that material and we can further discuss that at the next meeting then about what's in the material or if it answers our questions.
I can
or-
circulate it to you guys
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And maybe if you want to just have a thought and some percolate over it, and then from that, if you decide that you would like them to come and do a presentation, we can facilitate that for you, but
But it'd be for
There
the
would be a
whole
cost.
membership in that case, not just,
No.
no, just your
No.
executive.
just our executive.
Yeah, it's just your executive
And
committee.
it costs $2,000.
Correct.
yeah,
That's my understanding.
No.
Yeah.
I don't-
So a heads up is material. Will probably give you anxiety.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, that is true.
So take it
Yeah.
as you will, but I mean, like, I couldn't do my job as a counselor if I took all of the material to heart.
Yeah,
You know, when I sat through one of the sessions on water management, you know, and I'm personally liable for $4 million if something goes wrong. Right? Like, I wouldn't sleep at night if I.
yeah, exactly,
You know,
yeah,
without testing the water on a daily
To
basis, right?
calm down to comments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's down to
Yeah.
common sense.
But,
Yeah.
but I think we do need to have that material in front of us, and we're not going ahead with governance this year as with 4 years ago. It was Fred who conducted a presentation for all the various committees. Does anyone recall that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not doing it this year. And
Because of the cost?
well, there's a cost and there's a necessity of it. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
we know how to run a meeting, right? And that's really what the training session is for. You know, and I can help you as much as, you know, as how to run and be a chair.
yeah,
You know,
Okay,
Bridget's
perfect.
here, you know,
Yeah,
questions,
yeah.
Cindy can answer the questions, like.
Yeah. And if
It's-
there's any questions that you have that we can answer, we can bring back.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
I know how to call
Absolutely.
Carrie at any
You,
point.
exactly.
Right.
You do it like a rock star.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mhm.
So we can fumble forward through this. It's not gonna stop us in our goals and ambitions.
Okay. So next one would be subcommittees for our events. So we need like an event and a decorating committee. We need to get the decorating committee kind of back into place again, I guess, or,
What we did in the past, which I don't think worked towards the end, was the decorating committee kind of functions as its own entity,
okay,
right? And they choose whether they come or don't come to meetings, which doesn't help us.
No.
So what we really need is a delegate from this committee.
Yeah.
To be a part of whatever the decorating committee does. to then be the conduit back to us.
Mhm.
I would like to do that.
There you go.
I would. I don't want to do the events. I really don't.
I would do
only
the events,
because it's just too much, work.
Yeah,
But I would like to do the decorating.
Yeah.
Awesome.
and I could be the like with the events person, because that's kind of what I really wanted to do when I came on this committee
Yeah.
anyway.
No, there's people who will help with the event.
Oh,
They just
of
don't
course.
want to be here every.
Yeah, no, and that way, like we can do that. So I think that's, if we have a event committee, a decorating committee, do we need any other committees, or are we good with just those ones?
The committees can come up and as time. goes
As we
along,
need
right? Because
them,
even your
yeah.
events committee might split a bit, right?
Yeah.
You might have the spring and summer event,
Yeah,
ladies night can be its own animal. The
Yeah.
Christmas in the village can be its own creature.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
okay,
so you can subdivide
depending on
that as
who's,
well.
okay, yeah,
Because you're not gonna get this, like, events burn people out,
Yeah.
yeah,
right? So you kind of wanna get as, and it is not stopping any of us from being part of an event. committee
Yeah.
As
Well,
well.
somebody else would like to do decorating.
No, it's all you.
maybe.
Oh, you jumped in there. You were.
I did.
That was assertive.
Are you
Yeah.
the liaison then, though?
The
with-
liaison.
With the decorating?
Yeah.
Delegate from the decorating committee is Susan Rice,
Right.
But she doesn't want to come.
but none of them want to come to the meeting. So what this means is that she will I'm gonna report to her after today's meeting and say it's Chloe. So when you bring your receipts, they're likely gonna go to you,
Yes.
not to Sarah.
Yeah.
And which means you're gonna be in your shop and you hopefully got a spot in your door. Do you have a spot in your door?
No, I don't.
you don't.
What?
Okay.
But I'm there usually from 9 till 9 every day. You can usually find me there.
yeah.
And then I don't think we need to see the minutes of their meetings every time, I think, so. I circulated the minutes to this board, but, coming forward, you give us the Coles Notes version.
Yeah, I think though,
And
that should I not go to those meetings though?
You won't be invited to their meetings.
No, you should be, right?
Yeah.
No, they won't want.
Why?
Well, what do you mean they don't want?
Hi.
Yeah, they're always looking for new members.
With
Yeah.
Millbrook, well, I don't understand why that.
Okay, well, put it out there. That's just my understanding from dealing with Susan, is they do their own little thing. And they.
But that's part of the problem, right? Like,
Yeah.
we can't write them a check and have them just go away. Like,
Yeah. we need to, we need to,
liaison.
Yeah.
so, and who is the decorating committee? Like
Doesn't matter.
outside of like
We don't care.
Susan or whoever,
It
right?
doesn't matter. Like, people are gonna come and go. As
Yeah.
soon as the event. begins.
Yeah,
It's a really fun group of ladies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's great.
like
they're.
Or done decorating.
Yeah.
I think they're always
Yeah.
looking for fresh meat,
Yeah,
especially somebody who's young.
right.
They'll throw you up the ladder.
But what they do have a couple of projects, like they do want to put planters on the bridges.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So they have budgets for that. So
Yeah.
that's gonna take some back and forth with the township and potentially the county, to make sure that the designs are proper and stuff like that.
That's on the agenda at the end, right?
Yeah,
The decorating committee update. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm sorry, I'm not updating, I'm just giving you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Giving you the,
The only thing
the
is-
reason they need a
Yeah.
liaison.
I am behind the chair from 9 till 9, pretty much every day, except for Thursdays. So that's my only worry, is committing to something that I can't.
It's,
So.
do Susan's hair and it'll be fun.
That's true. We'll just discuss it.
Get her in the chair.
Create
Get her
The
in the chair.
hair appointment.
well, that's what you do anyway, you usually just chatter with your.
I do,
right?
if she can come in, yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
So my guess is that their meetings are always held at somebody's house. And my guess is that that's not their expectation or their want. They just want a meeting between you and Susan Rice.
You can figure it out.
Yeah,
I feel like if they're part of the BIA, like if they are a subcommittee within the BIA, shouldn't they be meeting? I feel like it should be more structured through us.
mhm,
Well,
the-
we can let them, they can do what they need to do, but they can't just be autonomous.
Right.
Yeah,
right?
I would just reach out to them and
Yeah,
say,
just reach out.
I'm your new liaison for the BIA, would love to attend one of your meetings. Can you let me know?
Yeah,
when?"
okay.
You can,
Okay.
you can figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
yeah,
they're-
I need to know your secret knock to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is the intent for this item to establish your subcommittees for your events or just to kind of have a?
At least, like, yeah, we just
Or
kind
bring it
of,
back.
like, yeah, have an idea that we need people that can help with the events, setting up, organizing, you know, and again, decorating as well. Because decorating is such a beautiful part of our,
It is.
I love it. It's so nice to come in and see those changes and,
Mhm.
yeah, okay.
It creates culture in the
Yeah.
downtown.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we kind of have that organized. Website updates.
So I think I sent a link to everybody to the page of the Millbrook BIA that exists on the township website. So there is, the BIA has their own directory, which in the past you've had somebody delegated to keep it up to date. People can also self-populate. I don't think there's been too many people that have taken advantage of that. But there are pages within the township website. It's the same system. It's an iCreate system, so it gives you access to online forms. So we did vendor forms. It gives you access to I mentioned your business directory and your content management. So lots of features. If you would like, you can appoint somebody to be your website person.
Yeah.
Who can go in and they would be given access to those pages. There is training on the 23rd and the 24th of March, and you guys are welcome to participate. There isn't a fee for it. They're just doing some additional training for the township. So we can include as many as we want.
Yeah.
I believe it is online. So
Okay, cool.
you can do it kind of from it, but it is 2 full days.
Yeah.
You know, in the interim, I'm happy to make any updates
Yeah.
and support.
And I don't mind, I'm on my computer all day, every day. So I mean, zipping on and updating Facebook, it's just, I'm there anyways,
Yeah.
right? So I don't, I mean, if there's somebody else that wants to help, like, I don't have a problem if somebody, but just because of what I do all day long.
I don't want to do it. I don't even look at my phone as it is.
So,
Yeah.
you know, if I don't mind keeping things updated, if we can, you know, even just.
Would you be taking on all of the
Social media.
social
stuff.
media?
Can I ask Timmy at this point if she might be interested in doing that? Because I know you've applied to sit it, and I know that's a council appointment, but so that Cherry's not, let's use.
If I can make a suggestion, because you have put out the request for additional members, and I believe there have been a few that have applied. When you make that application, maybe revisit this conversation and see if any of the new members might be interested in participating, new executive members.
Yeah.
And until that time, I'm happy to fill in the gap.
Yeah.
Does that work for you? Okay.
I don't want to put more
You're gonna do
work
TikToks for us?
Yeah.
on Sherry, but I
I'm
feel like
not doing
this is your
TikTok.
thing. Like,
Yeah,
you're-
yeah, I know, like that, you know, like that.
So I had wanted to do TikTok, but
I get it.
yeah, you know,
It's too
okay.
bad.
Yeah.
Give them all.
Your social media accounts though are separate. So just for clarification, this would just be for the website only. Your social media accounts were set up by somebody else. So that's, I think, your Facebook page, your Instagram. I don't think you have Twitter.
No, it's Twitter.
Yeah,
There
no,
is Twitter.
so who would have set up Facebook and Instagram then, do you
I
know?
believe John set it up, but I do believe he transferred that over to Christine.
Okay,
Or
Yeah, she's the one
Louise.
that posts.
They both had it. Like, they both had
Yeah.
it. So I think Christine had access, and I don't know, I think she gave you access. I think I have access now. that I think
No.
about it.
You do, yeah.
I do too. No, I'm just, I
Yeah.
know, I do not.
okay, so I mean, even if we had like somebody look after the website and then I could do like the social media end of
Maybe,
it.
I think I have the Facebook access.
Okay.
So I'll show that. with you.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
I
So is
believe,
that, cause is that, could you do the website end of it?
Well, let's wait till.
yeah,
Oh,
I think
oh,
we
you
wait
have
till
new
you,
members coming, okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
so
think
we'll wait till you have like your, because you have put out another call for
Yeah,
members.
Yeah,
For an
okay.
application and I believe that closes in March.
Mhm.
So, and then it would have to go before council and council does that.
All right.
Approval?
But even if it was a member that wasn't on our board, we could still name a member, which to me is.
I believe you can, because you have in the past,
Yeah.
but I don't know if we just did that and like asked.
I don't think
Yeah.
we did. To be honest.
But for now,
Yeah, but then we went, oops.
Well, yeah, so the challenge, yeah, you'd probably want somebody who's an appointed member because they are committed and
for now, it can be Sherry and then somebody else as well.
So can we revisit it at
Yeah.
the April meeting?
Yeah.
With the new members?
Yeah.
To see if any of them want to do it as well?
Yes, but in the meantime,
For March, sure,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go for
Okay,
that.
so you,
if.
So we'll-
I'll dig it up and send it to you.
Yeah,
It's like,
okay,
I'm
perfect,
pretty
yeah.
sure I have.
And I will hop on that training. Those
Yeah.
2 days.
March 23rd, 24th.
so we would have to wait until you actually have an appointed person
Yeah.
because respectfully, what happens is they set you up as a user to be able to use. So if you're not an
Can I-
appointed member of the committee,
So I
Pause YouTube
can't,
for a
so I
moment.
can't.
no, the only one would be Sherry.
Oh,
Yeah,
'cause that would be
unfortunately,
helpful information
I understand.
to.
I understand.
Will they record that?
Yes, actually, I believe they are recording it.
Oh.
So having said that, yeah, I believe they will record it. So.
Okay,
Good communicator, right?
so we're good with moving forward with the website updates. We know kind of where we're moving in the terms. of that. Great.
Should we add like the social media at this point, since we're kind of on that topic? We
Yeah.
Probably should.
Yeah, and I think that'll be business arising from minutes for the next
Oh,
meeting.
at the next one, okay, sounds good.
They'll only charge you $1,000 for training.
At the steel.
I know.
I think that goes back up to number 4 though.
For next meeting,
Yeah.
very interesting.
All right, next one, unfortunately, Louise's letter of resignation.
So what if we don't accept it?
You gotta come back. We'll put that in the notes, we don't accept.
Yeah. Sorry about your luck.
Okay, we just say accepted.
Yeah, how do we do this one? Do we make a motion to accept her resignation?
Yeah, we just make a motion and if you want to just say with regret that we accept Louise, we
Yeah.
thank her for her service and we are moving forward with looking for applicants to fill her position.
Yeah.
And others.
Yeah, another, yeah, okay, yeah,
Mhm.
so yeah, unfortunately, so we will accept it.
Make a motion, yeah.
Make a
Mhm.
motion
Yeah.
to accept it with regrets.
Oh, I'll move that.
All right, so we're on to our,
Second. All in
And then-
favor?
all in favor?
Yeah.
All right, so decorating committee update, Kathy.
Okay, so, did everyone receive?
I couldn't open up a couple of them and it just,
Okay, because they're using an old version of Word.
yeah, all right.
Okay,
It wouldn't even, when I downloaded it, it was weird too, like it was strange that it wouldn't open up.
okay, so, most of it is stuff that we don't, the nitty gritty of things they're doing. We don't need all that information of their, from their minutes, which was the 16th of February meeting. So the highlights are that they are going forward with something that the past board approved, which is planters for the bridges on Distillery and on King Street. They had to wait this long because of the work on the King Street Bridge. So instead of hanging planters, these will go on the posts. And did you see the pictures?
This picture here
That picture, and then there was a photograph
Of
King
the
Street
actual-
Bridge where they drew on a photo.
yeah,
And apparently, the former board allowed for an allocation of $3,600 for these planters. So
they're $400 each.
Sounds about right.
But okay, Taylor's is making them, and that stuff's
That's
supposed to
great,
last
yeah.
forever.
yeah,
And did they get the appropriate permits from the county?
I don't know.
I believe, so we can check this, but I believe when they did do the bridge work last year, like this all was supposed to go last year, and then.
Yeah.
suddenly
Yeah,
the
br- yeah,
bridge
the
was-
work, yeah,
bridge was
yeah.
on, but,
It
Yeah.
looks really nice though.
yeah,
Mhm.
so I think,
Oh, I see. They have them on the pillars.
Yeah,
correct.
yeah,
Yeah,
So they were put in contact with the county to get the dimensions of the bridge so that they could get these things, engineered. But I
Yeah.
believe they still have to, or maybe they have already, is take the drawings back to the county.
I
Make sure
believe
that
you're
the-
right on that.
Make sure the
Yeah,
county's okay with the specs.
yeah.
So I don't know where they are in that process. So
Okay.
that's kind of what I was alluding to. is
Yeah.
If you're the liaison, you're gonna have to jump in there.
Thanks.
And I'll help you with the county.
Okay. How often do they go to the county and do they just go and,
Well, so the bridges are county property.
right,
And that's why they need the county's approval to dangle boxes on. them.
right,
So there's, the engineering department of the county will have to look at the boxes and the specs and make sure that they're not gonna, degrade the bridge or fall off. or cause
Right,
problems, right? So I can help liaison with
Okay.
the county.
oh, okay,
Once-
okay, I
once
see
you're
what you're
ready.
saying, okay.
so can we confirm that there was a $3,600 budget for
Yes.
this?
Okay.
Okay, so, they're going forward with Brooke Taylor on this. And so I guess the only concern now is to make sure that the approval from the county for the design.
Okay,
So do you have a previous motion for that 30, or do you
We
need?
need, we can pull up the budget if we get a chance to, but we should have rolled it over. It should have been a rollover from last year in the budget.
Okay,
Is that something Sarah can look at?
Yes, she can.
I sure can.
go girl.
Because the next part is going to be about budgeting as well. So if I can-
So I'm looking to see if it's been rolled over in the budget.
I
Do you need a motion?
don't think there's a motion here.
Okay.
No, well, no, because we're just checking to see if it's already there. And she specified the dimensions exactly. In an addendum to the, I don't know if we need to include this in part of our minutes or not, but.
Not at all.
I don't think so. That would run over the county conference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're pretty specific here. So,
Yeah.
now going back to their minutes.
there's a gift card from, she says the gift card of $295 from the Peterborough Landscape Supply. Wouldn't that kind of factor into the budget that it would decrease? And that's for the planters themselves,
That's her planters,
not the boxes,
The
right?
plant, like
the
the
plants.
plants.
The plants, yeah,
Right, that's
Wouldn't
a separate part of
that's
the budget.
totally separate.
Yeah, because this was more of a capital purchase within the
Okay.
budget.
Yes, yeah.
So I think
that's-
if Sarah goes to confirm that the 3,600 was rolled over,
Yeah.
then you can bring if you have more detailed expense, or when they bring the expense forward,
Mhm,
then you can say, this is what you can make a motion to pay it
mhm.
and to which budget it comes out of.
When
budget.
they get billed for it.
Right.
But all they're doing right now, I think, Kat, is they're just double checking that
That we.
That the
money's there.
That's
Yeah,
exactly right.
yeah,
Yes, and
So-
they do refer to it as a capital cost, not,
Yeah.
it's not,
it's a
it's
one-time,
not included in their budget.
correct.
Okay. All right, so, The other thing is that they would like to do the summer planters again. And they understand that they're outside of their budget, there is $3,000 set aside for that.
3,000?
3,000?
Yeah.
Not even close. Definitely wasn't 3,000. But let's pull up the budget when we get a chance. And we can get back to the decorating committee on what their line is.
Okay,
Like,
well,
it was a big hunk, like, it was, I think they had about 5,000. But a lot of it was tied up in those planters. And the rest of it was for their decorating itself. But let's revisit the budget and give you real numbers on that one. So I'll talk to Sarah and we'll go through the budget and we'll relay it to Chloe and Chloe can talk to the decorating committee.
Okay.
And what they got.
okay,
Make sense?
so
Yeah.
just let it be known that they would like to resume
This is why they need release.
responsibility
Right.
for the
Summer.
for the planters. Now, they do not do the hanging baskets.
Correct.
But they seem to be concerned with the baskets themselves. Apparently, they're the wire parts are rusting or the chains. And they would like us to budget for replacement of the planters themselves, for the hanging
Did you
baskets.
say 3,000
Yeah.
that they thought? Okay, so that, I see what they're seeing there. That's, there's things.
Yeah,
there's
they
like
have the
a-
budget.
Yeah, there's like a 3,000.
For beautification maintenance, so.
There's like a 3,000 in the red.
Anyway, well, let's
Yeah.
take the budget and help itemize for them what the budget is for them.
Okay,
But
So,
if their desire is to take back summer planters, then we'll sort that out as well. Because we definitely budgeted for summer planters.
Mhm.
They're gonna take it, and that's great.
they need to know how much money they have.
yeah, okay.
So the hanging baskets, first of all, are they BIA or is that part of another committee of
They're-
council?
The hanging baskets are the township.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So why are the decorating committee concerned with them?
Because of their decorations.
They,
Yeah.
yeah,
They always do them, right?
No.
Oh, they don't.
No,
That's
the
not-
township
The township took over the hanging baskets because it was too much to decorate.
Oh,
And the decorating and the township water. So
right, but
So-
they water both, right?
they water.
so the decorating committee is pointing out that the baskets have deteriorated.
Mhm.
And that we need to have a budget, whether it's a BIA budget or it's Mr. Hack budget, I don't know, but they,
No, their budget is set.
okay,
So I don't know if there's anything in the parks and facilities budget to replace the planters. I suspect.
okay, and
no.
this is for 2024.
Yeah.
They're saying,
Yeah,
so they're
so-
fine for this year, but we should be aware that come 2024, we're gonna need new ones.
Yeah, so put a note to, to have that conversation if it can be included in the appropriate budget. Yeah,
So,
for 2024.
Okay,
yeah,
But-
that's something for you to work.
great.
So is that,
Quote them and bring it forward and we'll figure out which budget it goes, whether we can do it or whether we give it to parks.
Right,
and otherwise, their report, which if you couldn't read them, was talking about when they're taking the bling out of the planters and they're gonna go buy more forsythia
right,
for the spring, and they've got it all worked out when they're going to. Yeah, so it's mostly about budget considerations and taking over the summer planters. And let us know that the hanging baskets are deteriorating and there needs to be a budget for them for 2024.
Mhm. I can confirm with Chris, because maybe that's already on their radar, so I can confirm with him about that.
Yeah, and they should also have confirmation of what their budget is.
for the summer.
Outside of the summer planters, just,
Yeah.
that's the cost of the plants, right, and the dirt. But what about their regular budget? It looks like it's $3,600.
So I'll meet with Sarah and we'll, and Chloe, obviously.
Yeah.
We'll establish what their budget is and then,
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, that's it.
And just to go back, because I was just looking, we had approved for 3,000 for me to go, but it's gonna fall under that. Right now I'm at 1,574, extra 51 for parking, and then whatever my mileage, and that's gonna be it for the expenses for that. So, I'm only be close to the 3,000 for the BIA. And I get breakfast at my hotel too, so
I was
there's
just gonna
no,
say.
Dirty.
yeah, no, the food is all included
No, it's
with,
like-
yeah, so I
that
have
was-
breakfast at my
that
hotel.
3,000 was an upset limit, so.
Yeah.
I mean, under it, or
Yeah, so I'm looking, like I said, outside that 1,574, 51 for parking and whatever mileage is kilometer to go to London and back, so just let you update on that. All right, so I forget that I have a role here. Like, okay, so we're good with the decorating committee update then? Yes, all right. Do we need a motion there?
No.
Okay, good. Correspondence?
you read it, Jenna.
What? Oh, yeah, sorry, didn't realize that's where that went. Okay, so yeah, just regarding, you know, it was just, she was just putting in her thoughts about how being a vendor here, had attending several events, you know, what she thought would help improve events here. So I do have that. I would bring a copy. I can forward it to everybody as well. Is there anything else for correspondence? Okay, are we good? Can we call the meeting adjourned?
I'll make that motion.
9:30.
So your next meeting date is April the 6th at 8 AM.
Yeah, April 6th at 8 AM for our next meeting.
And then your motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Great.
Perfect. Thank you,
everybody.
guys.